What's up, everybody? Professional wrestler, comic book collector, video game enthusiast, Zach the Ripper Comics here. And as you can hear, I'm a little bit more quiet right now, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more reserved. That's because we're going to do an ASMR style upload where we just kick back, relax, take some pictures of comic books that we're uploading to our eBay store at ebay.com/ZachTheRipperComics. This is a Patreon exclusive. If you are seeing this on YouTube, then that means the books are live on eBay right now. If you're seeing this on Patreon, then that means you have 24 hours before these books go live on eBay. So you get an exclusive sneak peek. You get to decide what you might want to auction on, what you might want to buy now immediately. So without further ado, let's get into showing off the books and taking some pictures for the eBay channel. And what I always like to do is get a real good cover shot. This is the one shot for Punchline going into her backstory. I like to get a good front cover shot. A good rear cover shot. And then you always want to get the middle staple if the book is stapled. Usually it's in the centerfold. This one doesn't seem to be. Right here. And you just want to zoom in on those staples so people can see the integrity of the book, if it's being held together, if the staples are rusted or not. And what I'll do for each book on the screen for my patrons is put up information regarding what the book will be starting for auction wise, what it'll go for buy it now, and what it's currently selling for across the board. Here we have a variant cover of the same issue, a one shot of Punchline. I really like this cover. It's cardstock, so it's a little bit thicker. It's the third cover to that one shot of Punchline. And the cover is cardstock also, and it actually feels just like it looks. Now we go into Red Hood and the Outlaws, issue number 48. Red Hood Outlaw, they renamed him. This was a good issue. It tied into the Joker War series and also had a cover appearance of Punchline. So ties into our previous book, and you can't go wrong with Punchline. Get our cover shot. Next we have Batman The Adventures Continue, issue number 5. This is a direct continuation of the animated series that started in 1992. It's not a continuation of the book that came out in 1992, but a continuation of the actual animated series. Issue number 5. As you can see, it's all the same artwork from the television show. Next up, we have a very controversial cover. This is Wonder Woman 1984. Now, I think it's a very beautiful cover just based off the colors, the design. It's very 80s looking for obvious reasons. It's controversial because of the way they drew Wonder Woman to look as far as her physique. Take that for what you will. I like it. It's just comic books, guys. It's not the end of the world. However, many people in 2020, 2021 went nuts about it, so this book has kind of started seeing a rise in value because of that. Gorgeous Harley Quinn cover. Easy for me to say. Gorgeous Harley Quinn cover, Suicide Squad number 11. The variant B cover. It's absolutely gorgeous. The artwork does not represent the cover that well. Now we dive into the Future State line of DC. This is the next Batman issue 1 oversized book. Bruce Wayne is dead in the future, and this is the beginning story of the next Batman. Also from the Future State line, another Harley Quinn cover. This is Future State Harley Quinn number 1. I believe this is cover B. It does have a little bit of crease damage from shipping up top, which we'll get a picture of, so our buyers, potentially you guys, are aware. We do everything upright here. Zack the Ripper Comics, nobody's getting ripped off. The front cover seems to be in great condition still. This is the next Batman issue number 2. The reveal of who the next Batman is on the front cover. I will not say his name in case you have not read it yet. What an absolutely gorgeous cover. Oversized book yet again. Cardstock variant, so it's going to be extra thick. That's what she said. I heard that Batman Soul of the Dragon movie was pretty bad. I have not seen it myself. Snowpiercer is excellent. I do watch that. If any of you guys have seen either one of those, let me know. Tell me what you think in the comments below, either on Patreon or YouTube. Future State, the next Batman, issue number 2. Continuing with Future State, we have Superman, Wonder Woman, number 1. The new Man of Steel teams up with the new Amazon Warrior. That's right, neither one is who you think they are. A lot of angry boomers around this. I, for one, do not care as long as they give me a good story. Superman, Wonder Woman, Future State, number 1. From Future State DC, we have Dark Detective, number 1, obviously a Batman book. Cardstock variant, oversized. Obviously a Batman tie-in. If you're enjoying this video, if you're enjoying the way we're doing it, a little quiet, relaxed, please leave me a comment, let me know. If you're not enjoying it, leave me a comment and let me know why. Hit that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out some other videos before you hit the button if you'd like. Like I said in the beginning, I do pro wrestling. As a pro wrestler, I cover professional wrestling, and I also have matches of my own uploaded against the likes of WWE Hall of Famers Devon Dudley. And the final book for DC, another Future State, Justice League. Again, this one really rubbed all the boomers the wrong way. This is Justice League number 1. A team of completely new members, also featuring Justice League Dark. I, for one, really enjoyed this book. A couple copies in the PC. I'm putting some out online for you guys to grab if you weren't able to. Now we're going to go into Image Comics with a pretty big one, the re-release of Invincible number 1. This is the Skybound collection. So this is a re-release of the number 1 book from Invincible. Came out 2010, the original one. This one came out 2020 to celebrate the Amazon Prime animated series that's coming. Gorgeous cover. Has all the different Invincible covers on it. Supported local comic shops, as you see on the bottom. Not a cheap book, but a good one to have. If you're looking forward to the Invincible series on Amazon Prime, let me know in the comments below. Also from Image Comics is going to be Crossover #1. This book has absolutely blown up. I bought it when it came out strictly because Donny Cates is the writer. Donny Cates, if you do not know, has done the amazing Venom, King in Black, Null, Thor, all of that stuff that's basically rewritten the Marvel Universe, redefined it for the next probably 15 years. And this book is fantastic. I won't go into too much detail as it's worth reading. But if you're a fan of Venom, if you're a fan of Null, Thor, then you're going to want to check this out, because Donny Cates is untouchable right now. It's a cool centerfold. Shifting to IDW Comics, we have Snake Eyes Dead Game #2. Now, I'm sure anybody that watched G.I. Joe in the 80s or 90s remembers Snake Eyes. What I love about this book, and I was going to put issue 1 online, but I actually have that in a different storage bin. It will be coming out soon. What I love about this is that Rob Liefeld does the writing and artistry. A lot of people aren't fans of Rob Liefeld, but a brief history is that Rob Liefeld created a lot of characters from Marvel Comics in the 80s. Most importantly, Cable and Deadpool. In a recent interview, Rob Liefeld blatantly said that there would be no Deadpool if not for Snake Eyes. So he finally had the chance to write and pencil his own Snake Eyes book. And it's pretty cool. It's exactly what you'd think it would be coming from Rob. So I think if you're a fan of Rob, if you're a fan of Deadpool, if you're a fan of Snake Eyes, any of that or all of that, then I recommend checking out this book. That's interesting. So from Boom Studios, I know this is very hard to see. This is Mega Man. See if I can get a better angle. Really cool foil cover. Mega Man Fully Charged, #1. Not one of the properties that you would think would get a comic book in, 2020, but here it was, still going as of 2021. I think they're up to issue 6, maybe. I like the artwork. Switching over to Marvel Comics, starting with the entire King in Black. We have the Planet of the Symbiotes, #1, with Null on the cover. Probably the personal favorite book of mine that I'm listing here. From King in Black, Gwenom versus Carnage. That's Gwen Stacy as Gwenom, Gwen and Venom, Gwen with the symbiote, against Carnage. What an amazing, beautiful cover. Really crazy cool artwork. Feels like one of those covers that's going to be remembered years and years from now as a collectible. Couple in the PC, trying to give you guys the opportunity to grab one. Gwenom versus Carnage. For Queen and Country and King in Black, this is the Union #1. A very cool team up, if you will, in King in Black. Iron Man, Doctor Doom #1. This was actually a Christmas cover, as you can see at the very top. A little Santa null action. Here comes Nullified, here comes Nullified. Right down Nullified Lane. Beautiful big staples. If you're an MCU fan, you know that Valkyrie will be in Thor 4, Love and Thunder. And this is the King in Black Return of the Valkyries book, #1. With a very nice cover as well. Most of these Marvel books, unless it's a Scotty Young cover, have really nice appealing covers. And if you don't know, I'm not a fan of Scotty Young's artwork. Just looks like Funko Pops, which is not my thing. Return of the Valkyries #1. Now we're going to transition into the True Believers books. These all tie in to King in Black. This is True Believers #1, King in Black, Franklin Richards, based on an original Fantastic Four book. The True Believers are all reprints from famous books that are usually really tough to get. Yeah, Fantastic Four from 1961, number 245. So they're a more expensive book nowadays to get, so they reprint them because they tie into a current story that they're doing. And it's a way for us as collectors and readers to grab a book and read a book that we perhaps may never have been able to in the past. True Believers #1, King in Black, Iron Man, Doctor Doom. We just saw the team up, the Invincible Iron Man. Originally number 149 from 1968. True Believers number 1, King in Black, Black Cat, Amazing Spider-Man, number 194 from 1963. Obviously that book did not come out in 1963. It was part of the original first volume from 1963. Same with the previous issues, if I did not make that clear. This one features the first appearance of the Black Cat. In Marvel Comics. True Believers number 1, King in Black, Thunderbolts, The Incredible Hulk, originally number 449 from the 1968 series. I believe this book actually came out in the 90s. Looks like 98 maybe. Not a big fan of the Thunderbolts myself. But they do tie into the King in Black story if you are a completionist. True Believers number 1, King in Black, Black Knight, The Avengers. First appearance of Black Knight, I believe. You're getting some good Zack the Ripper Comics throat ASMR right now for some reason. MODOK. Is anybody a fan of MODOK? Let me know in the comments below. True Believers number 1, King in Black, Gamma Flight's Doc Samson, The Incredible Hulk. Doc Samson been around forever. These True Believers books are fantastic. You know, I was born in the 80s, so a lot of these are reprinting stuff from the 60s and 70s and even 80s that I couldn't get my hands on back then. And it's nice to be able to read them without paying an arm and a leg, and to do it legally. True Believers number 1, King in Black, Valkyrie, The Avengers, guest starring Black Widow. Valkyrie on the front cover. Scarlet Witch right here, otherwise known as Wanda Maximoff from WandaVision. Quicksilver, her brother. Vision, her husband. The final True Believers book is probably the most anticipated. This is True Believers #1, King in Black, Monster World, Planet of the Symbiotes, Venom, Super Special, from I believe 1997. See Peter Parker, Ben Reilly, Venom on the cover. Who would have thought that this throwaway story 20 years ago would be the basis of what, in my opinion, is going to be the next phase in the MCU. And meaning phase 5 or 6, not 4 that we're now entering. This is a good one. Next up, the Immortal She-Hulk #1, the variant cover. The Immortal Hulk, most people are familiar with, hugely popular, successful book over the last few years. This is the Immortal She-Hulk with both Captain Marvel and Black Panther on the cover. Wildly anticipated, did not disappoint, oversized issue. Cannot go wrong with the Immortal She-Hulk #1. And nice staples. Another oversized issue, the Chris Claremont Anniversary Special. If you're not familiar with Chris Claremont, do a Google search, look him up. Any X-Men story that you are familiar with and probably in love with, he created in the 70s and 80s and in the very beginning of the 90s Jim Lee X-Men run. Genius writer. Well deserved of this anniversary special. Another oversized with perhaps my second favorite cover of this whole lot, Symbiote Spider-Man. It says #1. This is a one-shot. What a cool looking symbiote Peter Parker cover. Contains previous Marvel tales, these 5 tales, including Planet of the Symbiotes that we saw the reprint of earlier. Now, because this does not have staples, this is square bound. We will turn that sideways and get a square bound shot from the side. An odd crossover that you probably expected at some point. This is Venom #29, the variant Fortnite crossover cover. Becoming harder and harder to find. We have another nice cover, Venom #30. The black covers are always nice, but they always show the most defects. Eddie Brock lighting a Zippo. Also Venom number 30, variant cover. Another good cover, actually. I do think Marvel needs to change their back covers though, because they always gear them towards children, and children do not have $5 and $6 to spend on multiple Marvel books each week. This is a King in Black tie-in, another Venom book, number 32. Now we transition into what I think is going to be everybody's favorite last 3 books. And these are the Marvel vs. Alien Xenomorph crossover covers. This is King in Black number 3, variant edition, with Null attempting to stab a Xenomorph. This is slightly oversized also, so that's good. If you're enjoying yourself, please hit the like button. It's real quick and easy, does me a solid, and I really appreciate it. Helps the channel out. This next one is just absolutely brutal in the best way possible. This is Thor number 11, the Marvel vs. Alien Xenomorph cover crossover. Completely just demolishing and chopping the front head of the Xenomorph off with the hammer. Alright, and our final book, which to me screams iconic cover that we'll be collecting for years to come, is The Amazing Spider-Man number 56, Legacy Edition 867, the Marvel vs. Alien crossover Xenomorph cover. Peter Parker as Spider-Man battling the Xenomorph on the rooftops. Slightly oversized. You get your money's worth on that. And as a reminder, with all of my eBay auctions and buy it nows, your first book has a $4.99 shipping charge. That's basic, it's media mail. That's the cheapest option out there. Each additional book is only $1 extra. So fantastic deals. I have 100% positive feedback. You can take a look at that. Everybody is highly satisfied with the shipping and packaging of Zack the Ripper comics, and I can assure you that you will not be dissatisfied either. I hope you guys really appreciated and enjoyed this relaxed, laid-back version of a video from Zack the Ripper Comics, in which we took a look at the 40-some books that I'll be putting up on eBay very shortly. Again, if you're seeing this on Patreon, then thank you. You're one of my patrons. And you will get to see these books go live on eBay before anybody else. If you're watching this on YouTube, then these books are live right now on eBay. And if you'd like to get your hands on them quicker, if you missed out on some because they were bought, then please become a patron of Zach the Ripper Comics over at patreon.com/Zach the Ripper Comics.
Ruby red, grapefruit makes me forget about soda. Makes me forget about iced tea. Ruby red grapefruit. All I can do, I've done. One love, ruby red.
Let's pound it. Listen to that. That's good stuff. Ruby red grapefruit. Just pound it. We are just days away from March 2021, which means spring is on its way. And if you're looking for the absolute best t-shirt to rock, it's not going to be the rock shirt. It's not going to be your favorite sports jersey. It's going to be the official Zach the Ripper Comics t-shirt. You can find this actual shirt along with a barrage of over 50 plus items at the Zach the Ripper Comics Teespring store. The link is in the description below. If you go on there, if you purchase one of my items, let me know, send me a direct message on any of my social media, and I will feature that in an upcoming video. If you'd like to be in one of my videos, please go purchase one of the shirts, one of the anythings. There's leggings, all kinds of cool stuff on there, and I will put you in a video. One last time, check it out, the official Zach the Ripper Comics t-shirt, nice and bright, cutting its way, ripping its way into your hands. Professional wrestler Zach the Ripper Comics can attest to a lot of things. What it takes to make it in the professional wrestling world. What it takes when it comes to bodybuilding and training and focusing on your body. And what it takes when it comes to ingesting the ultimate beverage. And in this case, as you know, the ultimate beverage is Polar Seltzer. It's a little dark there, as you can see. But that doesn't stop us when it comes to Polar, because if you want to be a champion, if you want to pose with the belt, if you want to hashtag pose with the belt, then what you have to do is drink Polar. Oh, hell yeah. That's good stuff. That's the show, folks. I want to thank all of my patrons over at patreon.com/Zach the Ripper Comics for supporting the channel. Not only are you getting exclusive content that you cannot see anywhere else but on patreon.com, but you're also getting some awesome merchandise courtesy of our Teespring store, link in the description below. T-shirts, hoodies, fanny packs, dog sweaters, and even the ever popular ladies leggings. For everybody that liked us on Facebook, found us on Instagram, hit up the ebay.com/Zach the Ripper Comics store for all of your comic book needs. And last but not least, hit the thumbs up on this video, hit the bell for notifications so you know when we go live or when we post brand new content. And last but not least, subscribing to the channel, as it goes a long way, as we are on the road to 3,000 subscribers. Until next time. Now that's a hit. Polar. we're just gonna do one take.